A very good afternoon. Welcome. This is Politics on Melody, POM. Right here on Melody 100.7 FM. This beautiful Wednesday, the 18th day of June 2025. Yeah, let me first apologize for not showing up on the show. The penultimate Wednesday, and of course last Wednesday, man, the Salah celebration really brought a whole lot of crazy stuff. We were in traffic coming all the way from Lagos to come take care of the program. Daniel Adeyemi will understand. We were in traffic for hours. I left Lagos as soon as possible to be able to be here for the show. But they will say there's no money in Nigeria. But Salah traffic everywhere on Lagos Ibadan Express Road. So that was what happened. So I couldn't make it happen. Sorry. So sorry about that. It feels good to be here again this beautiful day. This Politics on Melody. Welcome to the show. Politics on Melody is a program that strictly focuses on political happenings around us, be it local, national, or even international. Here we speak politically. My name is Pretty Adegoke, reaching you live from the city of Ibadan, the big brown roof city. Today on the show, we will once again take a dive into the security situation in Nigeria as the killing spree continue. The spirit of killings and wanton destruction of property continue unabated in Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa. And just a few hours ago, Enugu has also been added as scores were murdered and killed in broad daylight by suspected herdsmen. Now, are these herdsmen bigger than the Nigeria state? Or what's really happening? What's going on? It's been days of banters between the camp of Wike and Amechi, and it's still all about the 2027. Wike says, I made Amechi the governor of Rivers State when he was governor. Amechi says, you are a kid. I cannot banter wars with kids. You are a child. I employed you. I made you my employee. You get to hear from the two horses this beautiful afternoon. So many things to talk about this afternoon, plus other issues in our political world. Just sit back and relax and let it go again. Let's get it pumping and let's get it going. Once again, the finance is here. Welcome to a political update now. Now for latest political stories, President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, ahead of the visit to Yelwata community in the Guma local government area of the state. Tinubu is expected to meet with families of victims, displaced and injured persons and community leaders directly impacted by the violence. He is also expected to meet with political, religious and traditional leaders at the banquet hall of the Benue State Government House in Makurdi, where he will preside over a major town hall meeting with crucial stakeholders. The meeting is part of a broader effort to find a lasting solution to the crisis that has affected parts of the state, especially rural communities. Expected at the meeting are key stakeholders and national and state levels, including the state governor, Hyacinth Alia, governors from across the country, particularly from the North Central State, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, Secretary to the State Government of the Federation, George Akuma, who is also from Benue State, also expected to attend talking about service chiefs, key members of the National Assembly, leaders of the ruling APC, and other prominent individuals, especially those representing affected communities in Benue State. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has rejected the notice by the People's Democratic Party PDP on its forthcoming 100th National Executive Committee NEC meeting, citing refusal to adhere strictly to procedure as reason for its rejection. NEC said PDP's notice lacked the needed endorsement. INEC specifically referenced Part 2, subsection 12.3, which mandates that the national chairman and national secretary of the party shall jointly sign the notice of convention, congress, conference, or meeting and submit same to the commission. But because of the issue, the lingering issue of who is the rightful secretary of the party, I think the only national president, chairman of the party signed, and that is why INEC is rejecting it. So for now, the NEC meeting cannot go on once INEC has not ratified it. Away from that, a political group known as Tinubu Next Level has criticized the Borno State Governor, Babagana Umar Zulum, for masterminding the fiasco that greeted the APC Northeast Zona meeting at the weekend. The group, in a press statement signed by its president, Alhaji Ango Zubair, today noted that the action of the Zulum-led dissident brought rude embarrassment to President Bola Tinubu and APC members across the country. The statement said further it was basically the prerogative of the Zona branch of the party to endorse a presidential candidate. Of course, you would have seen videos of where they were throwing punches as everything turned to Wahala over the weekend. Now, a chieftain of the ruling APC, Chief Eze, Chukwuemeka Eze, has described the administration of Bola Tinubu as clueless and insensitive following recent remarks made by former Minister of Transportation, Chibike Amechi. In a press statement issued on to commemorate Amechi's 60th birthday, Eze said the former minister's expression of hunger during a symposium is a mirror of the hunger, suffering, and hopelessness facing millions of Nigerians under Tinubu's leadership. Describing the situation as a national emergency, Eze said Amechi's comment should not have been ridiculed by government supporters, particularly Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. Now, according to Eze, Amechi's comment was a subtle but sincere call to action. A patriotic plea for Tinubu to revisit his non-existent economic blueprint in order to avert national collapse. Those were the headlines making stories making headlines at this time. Now, that's where we begin the conversation from this beautiful evening. Because right now, Rotimi Amechi said he was hungry. I'm hungry. President Bola Tinubu's administration has made everyone to be hungry. I'm also hungry. But his successor in Rivers State, who is now the FCT minister, said this man is just deceiving you. How can he tell you he's hungry and you people are clapping for him? He's hungry. How can he be hungry? He's only hungry for power. You know how he talks now. So let's go to some of these talks this evening. First, let's begin, and let me let you know we'll be having Governor Alia, Reverend Father, also in the house on the show. You have his voice. We're talking about how it happened, what happened, and how many people have so far been buried. How many people are remaining to be buried when it comes to the attack that happened at the weekend. But first, let's begin with the Amechi-Wike confrontation. Amechi said he's hungry. Bola Tinubu's administration has made him to be hungry. But Wike is saying, so he says he's hungry and you guys are clapping. That means you are not serious Nigerians. How can he say he's hungry and all of you are clapping for him? This man is only hungry for power because he has money. He's been seeing money from since the day he left school. He's been in government till today, except when Bola Tinubu now came and he's no more in government. He was the last minister of transport. How can the last minister of transport tell you that he's hungry and you people are clapping for him?
Nobody made me governor.
So for Wike, we will also react to that. But let's hear what, Amechi will also react to that. But let's hear what Wike said first about Amechi saying he's hungry.
I don't know how a man will choose his 60th birthday to tell lies. It's unfortunate. Of all time, it's your 60th birthday that people are celebrating you. You used to tell lies to Nigerians. You are hungry. Let us tell ourselves this. He was speaker 1999 to 2007. And if anybody knows, he was the most pompous speaker. Then he was reading law in London as a speaker, 1999 to 2007. He became a governor, 2007 to 2015. He was still reading law in London. 8 years as Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly. 8 years as Governor of Rivers. You never talked about hunger. He became a minister from 2015 to 2023. 8 years, super minister, transport, where you were borrowing money for exit bank loans. He didn't talk about hunger. 2 years you have left office. I'm in coalition because I'm hungry. You're only hungry of power. And that shows failure on his part. How do you look at it? How do you insult Nigerians? How do you trivialize the issue of hunger or poverty? Why do you do that? You're insulting Nigerians. You joined Atiku. You joined El-Rufai because you are hungry. Have you not insulted Nigeria? Just that you can't stay out of power. That's the hunger. You can't stay out of power. How would a man since 1999 to 2023 will stand before Nigerians who presided over billions of naira? This was the same man who on the national television told Nigerians he doesn't like money. Meanwhile, dollar was showing. Meanwhile, dollar. You are carrying dollar. And you are telling Nigerians you don't like money. What kind of country is this? And we are listening to that. And you said it's inflation. What's the influence? Let me tell you what's the influence. You know, we overrate people. We overrate people. What's the influence? He was governor 2015. He couldn't produce a successor. He couldn't give his candidate, Muhammad Buhari, come up 25%. He was a sitting minister. In 2019, no president had ever moved with soldiers the way he came with soldiers. He said he produced a governor. He couldn't produce a candidate. Again, his candidate Buhari didn't make 25%. He was the DJ of campaign. Again, in 2023, he came. Okay, this time around, I'm going to support Atiku in PDP. Thank God, we did not support PDP. If I supported PDP and they won, he would have taken the glory. We said, okay, we will not support PDP. They failed. They didn't even get 10%. And the man is telling you that he's hungry. In Nigeria, people are clapping hands for him.
That's what he said. Daniel Adeyemi, people are clapping hands for him. He says you are hungry. All of you are clapping hands. Amos 33. Oyewole Adetiro. People are clapping hands for him. Finfolu Aladun Joye. A man who's been in power for so many years says he's hungry. And you people are clapping hands for him. Fortune Ogba. You people are clapping hands for him. That is what Honorable Wike is saying here. That you cannot believe a man who is saying he's hungry, who has been in power. He's only hungry for power. Now, reacting to this, Rotimi Amechi simply said, he's a small boy. I will not banter word with a small boy. He only reacted to what Wike said concerning the fact that he was one of those who made Rotimi Amechi governor of Rivers State. How did he make Amechi governor of Rivers State? You want to know? Amechi had a reaction to that one, and this is it.
Nobody made me governor. God, Dr. Peter Odili, and the Nigerian judiciary. Nobody has ever asked that man that says he made governor, how did you make this man governor? Nobody has ever asked that question. I went to court. Lateef Fagbemi is my lawyer. He's not the Attorney General, so you should ask. So that's one thing that needs to be made very, very clear. Mohammed Bello Adoke flew all the way from Abuja to Port Harcourt. That Wike asked me to make him commissioner for finance, and I said no. He has to work under me. I want him as chief of staff so I can supervise him. I didn't offer him commissioner for finance. You see, I'm saying this because I don't want to join issues with children. Sure, I don't want to join issues with children.
That's what he said. And one of the things that got Wike to be angry was what that statement. I don't want to join issues with children. Because Wike said, so it's me that is a child. I made you a governor and you are calling me a child. You are not hungry, you are only hungry for power. Okay, let's leave that matter alone. The conversation will continue definitely subsequently, but let's go to the issue that has really made everyone to be sad, talking about the issue of Benue State. It happened again the weekend between Friday and Saturday morning. Up till now, they are still counting dead bodies. Many of whom were children who were burnt alive. They died. They were killed. On Monday when I came here on Melody Sunrise, you see how I was feeling. You heard from my voice how I felt about the situation. Very terrible situation. Terrible, terrible situation, I tell you. Let's hope the president's visit. Remember, I started by telling you that the president is already in Benue State now. Let's hope his visit will be able to bring everything down. And let's see if the president's visit will be able to change those with the heart of stone. Those whose hearts are not melting at all, every time their hearts are strong like stone. Because we still wonder how come their heart seems to be very, very strong. They keep killing every day. They don't even see it as anything anymore. They keep killing their fellow humans every time they are killing. Heart of stone everywhere. Well, let's have this breeder. Let's play this song from Maurice Williki. He calls it Heart of Stone. And after the song, you hear the voice of Governor Hyacinth Alia, a reverend father who is ruling the state right now in Benue State. And since he's got there, the man had not known rest. Here is Maurice Williki.
This song control the station. Now listen.
Here I go once again. And this time I copy nice up your season. See, go by the whole life. No way, boy. Go by the hitter. And I go catch it in the morning till the night I cannot stop. So what you say, so this is the song we've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is the song you've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is time for celebration. Oh yeah, me love say. And this time no one can change for surety. What? In a this season. Say what? No time like this. Operator, I beg you give me some to wind me with. So what you say, so this is the song we've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is the song you've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone.
Second, sit back, relax, take a little fresh air. What I like to tell you about the song that can't be really compared to where the song get away. Yeah, the difference is there. Lyrically, mystically, technically, logically, it really goes kicking, striking like the thunder, lightning so frightening you can't even blunder. It's got a puzzle, can be easily caught in the bottle. I tell you this, brother, it's mystical.
This is the song we've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is the song you've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone.
The song we've been waiting for to change the heart of stone. Can the visit of the president change the heart of stone? Those whose hearts are very strong like stone and have been killing fellow humans like they are killing dogs, killing chickens and killing rams. Even if it's ram, you can't kill ram the way they are killing these people. Will their heart be melted now that the president is around? Let's see how it's going to be and what's going to happen. The president is there. Let's hope everything will now be going back to normal. It is Politics on Melody 100.7 FM. Right here with the finest. Now, still talking about the governor. Hyacinth Alia, when he got there, people felt, okay, a Reverend Father is going there now. Oh, everything will be fine. But since the man got there, the state has known no rest. Since June this year, May, June, the attacks have been consistent. Since the beginning of the year as a whole, there has been attacks on Benue State, and that is supposed to be the food basket of the nation, where the food should be coming from. No wonder hunger is in the land, because where food should be coming from, there are attacks everywhere. What do we make of all of these? How did this happen? How many people have been buried? How many people are still waiting to be buried? This is Governor Hyacinth Alia, a reverend father who governs Benue State right now.
120 corpses were buried. 18 are yet to be buried. 2 are in the morgue. 4 more bodies were found in the bushes, and quite a number of burnt bodies in different rooms within the community are turned into ashes, and we cannot even recognize them. So at least for the bodies that are recognizable, we're talking of 151 dead. In this very local government of Guma local government shares boundary with Nasarawa State, and internally it shares boundary with Makurdi local government. It is on the way from a very highway, dual carriage from Makurdi to Abuja, right by the side of the road. It's a very sizable town. The Yelwater area, it's a very sizable town, and it's within, and these are unmined borders, and are quite extended. The Nasarawa border extends into the other local governments, including Gwe West and Agatu primarily. A context behind this, the anxieties we started having in this local government spanned as far back as 22, 23 years ago. But how it happened was the herders clashed with the farmers. This took quite a long period of time, and then eventually in the last, say, 12 years, it shifted. It moved into the armed herders versus the entire communities. So again, the farmers were affected. They were every now and then driven off from their homes destroyed, and then they had to leave their farmlands as well. And since it's been there for quite some time, a good number of people were tired of seeing the repeat every now and then shifted into towns, but were still manning their farmlands. Of late, what we experience and what we see, it's more abhorrent. It is much and stronger, way beyond farmer-herder crisis. We are being attacked by bandits and terrorists. Definitely, when a thief comes to your house, there's no gainsaying that. There must be someone from within or nearby who knows how to down, and then he does what his art is, what he wants to do. So these had persisted for quite some time, but the level of what we have experienced in the last 2 months, it's so much alarming.
Right.
When we took over our administration in 2023 of May, 17 local governments in the entire state were in the front lines of attacks. And all the attacks were led by the herders to bring of the local government in the front lines down from 17 to 9 local governments. And we kept on the struggle and the fight then to have every part of it cleared from the state. Unfortunately for us, the last 2 months had been very disastrous. From the axis of Sankara includes 3 local governments, Katsina Ala, Ukum, and Logo, and they share border with Guma local government by this axis coming down this way towards Makurdi. The attacks now shifted straight down to Guma, but we quelled that down. But by this time, it had already moved from Guma local government to Gwe West. Gwe West shares border internally with other local governments, including Apa, right at Yelwata itself, there is a military checkpoint and then the police as well. But here's how it happened. The river is not too far by this axis. So we understand that they came by the route of the river. Now they were pushed back from Apa, and then as they were moving now towards Nasarawa State, this place, Yelwata, shares border with Nasarawa State. It is on their way en route to Nasarawa State that the heinous attacks now happened. When they got to this town, the first effort they did was to go attack the military and the police who usually man the road and around there. But they had a big pushback. So they now ran back. But they came in numbers. They usually come in very huge numbers.
Well, the governor talking there, of course, we had to let that roll because you need to understand everything that's going on concerning that. Now, with all of this happening, even Daniel Adeyemi here asking me, how come something happened to you like this as a governor? Your voice is this sharp, and you're talking like you're counting election votes. No remorse. And that's what some people have been saying, that people just move on as if it is normal. Do you even know, as the president is visiting the state today, the governor decided to declare public holiday, no school, no work. And you know what? They did banner. They called on political allies and political sons and daughters to rally around and meet the president and give him a rousy welcome. And I was asking, just as I asked in Lagos, I will ask here again today. Was all of that? Do we need all of that? The president is coming to commiserate with you in your state. He's not coming to commission project. He's coming to commiserate with you. You have lost over 200 people. What's the need of all of these in this? So some people are saying even the governor is not feeling like he's concerned, the Reverend Father for that matter. The same question Daniel Adeyemi asked, someone asked me in Lagos. How come the governor is sounding this very active even when he should be remorseful? Well, with all of this happening, what has the support, what kind of support have they been getting from the federal government? Some people are saying it's like the federal government doesn't even, do you even know? This SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, is from Benue State. How come they cannot use federal might, federal power to solve these issues? Is the president or is the federal government not caring enough? That's the question some people are asking, but the governor has this answer to that question.
When the pronouncement was made by our president, very promptly we had the visitation by the Chief of Army Staff, and his visit was quite effective too. 3 mobile units were shifted to Benue State, and their deployment was made to various parts of the local government in the front lines of the attacks. Again, I had stopped where I said we fought this tooth and nail, and then got to a point where we were now just trying to get through with the 6 remaining local governments. Where the attacks had happened was in Sankara Axis. When the deployment was made, a number of camps took place. We had less attacks from the 3 local governments by Sankara Axis, and now there was this shift that came down to this local government that earlier on had experienced less attacks and relatively non-attack. So the stage back they made is a problem we're wrestling with now. The 3 separate units that came to town contributed so immensely. But that was not the only contribution that the President Tinubu ordered to come down to Benue. The increase in the manpower and also a number of other logistics had accompanied the military, and it was of tremendous support. Before this time, the federal government had been supporting too.
Now you heard the governor there. The federal government has been supporting. Because some people will tell you this governor is just playing politics. He's not saying something that people should hear. Whether it is, whether or not, all I know is people are being killed, and it's a massive one. Why the declaration of a public holiday? I said in Lagos, the governor should have, the president should have just gone in quietly to go and see the people who have lost their people, their property, and lost souls. There's no need for razzmatazz. This is not a political gathering. This is not a campaign. This is commiseration. To commiserate with people who have lost lives. Why the jamboree? Because I called my correspondent in Benue State, and what he told me was it was more or less like a jamboree going on in Benue State right now. Yet we say we are commiserating. What kind of thing is this? Will the international community take us seriously when we are going to commiserate and we are throwing up the drums, rolling the drums, and making everything look like it's a jamboree? What's going on in Nigeria? Are the headsmen bigger than government? Okay, if you say they are not headsmen, they are terrorists, as the governor alluded there. Okay, so terrorists are bigger than the whole country. They know where they are in Sambisa forest. Why can't we just level the forest at once? These are the questions Nigerians are asking, yet no question from the authorities. That is why Raskimono continued to ask this question before he died, and up till today, no answer to this question. What's going on in our nation, Nigeria?
All the children, them a holla fi hunger.
oppression in this your nation. No for killing in this your country. No place to sleep and no work to do. No money to spend and no food to eat.
What's a one in this country? What's a one in this nation?
Lord have mercy.
What's a one in this country?
I mean, I know.
What's a one in this nation?
Sawalale, sawalale, lale, sawalale, sawalale, lale. What a fig one, what a fig one. Illegal detention without no trial. What a fig one, what a fig one. The youth them are running out of Monday material. What a fig one, what a fig one. Street they turn a teacher in a sensual attraction. What a fig one, what a fig one. No drug addict in a this free nation.
What's a one in this country?
Hey, hey!
What's a one in this nation?
Answer one more time.
What's a one in this country?
I mean, I know.
What's a one in this nation?
What's a gone? What's going on in our nation, Nigeria? What's the situation? What is going on? Why does it look like we are helpless? Yeah, even if we are helpless, can't we go look for help where there is help? Can't we just go outside? If the help is in America, if the help is in Russia, if the help is in UK, if the help is in France, why can't we go get the help there? Why do we keep counting bodies, dead people in Nigeria? How long shall we continue to experience all of these? God have mercy. What's a Guan? What's Guan in our nation, Nigeria? Rasky Mono, may he so rest in peace. It was exactly 7 years last Tuesday that this man died. He died on the 10th of June 2018. Talking about Rasky Mono. His music still reverberates in the annals of history. It is Politics of Melody 100.7 FM. The finest is here, representing big time right here on the show. I'm trying to guess through to my contact in Makurdi here to give a live information, especially live feed, not only from Makurdi, but somehow they're not getting the signal to get in touch with the correspondent there to give us bit by bit action and up to speed information concerning what is happening. But the message is just sent to me is that President Tinubu has visited the victims of the attack who are getting treatment in Makurdi, talking about the government hospital in Makurdi. So the president, he even sent me pictures of the president and how he's visiting the affected people at that hospital facility in Makurdi. After which, as I told you, the president will be meeting with stakeholders on how to end these carnages. I hope these meetings will end up giving us solution to ending all these carnages and these incessant attacks on Benue. But the way it is, it's like we play too much politics in Nigeria than governance. Because the story we are getting again from Benue is that the president's visit is bringing tension in Benue State as the governor, the assembly members, secretary to the government of the Federation, and ex-military leaders seems to be divided now on who are the major stakeholders. Is that what we should be talking about? We are talking about people being killed and the president paying a condolence visit. And we are looking at who is bigger, who is a bigger stakeholder. We joke too much in this part of the world. Okay. Therefore, I know you want to react to what we have been doing before we begin to roll out this beautiful evening. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Rolling out the drone for a president who is visiting on a condolence visit. Declaring public holiday for a visit that is supposed to be a sad one, for a sad occurrence. Having issues with who is bigger stakeholders because the president is visiting at a time when people over 200 have lost their lives. You heard the governor say there. The way we play politics here is very, very crazy. What do you make of all of these before we begin to roll out this evening? 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. 0705 507 1007 and 0702 520 1007. It is Politics on Melody, 100.7 FM, right here in the city of Ibadan. In the meantime, as the trouble continues in the PDP, because we wait to see what will happen with the PDP. They are supposed to have a NEC meeting, and right now the INEC, talking about Independent National Electoral Commission, seems not to be approving of it because it was just signed by one person. No secretary signed it. It's as if another problem has started again for the PDP. So where do we take? The way it's going right now, everybody is saying Nigeria is moving towards a one-party state. Well, you heard what the president said at the floor of the House last week when we were celebrating the Democracy Day last Thursday at the floor of the National Assembly, that he is a true Democrat. He will never suppress opposition to make Nigeria be falling into a one-party state. He will never allow that to happen. But the way it's going, everyone is moving. All the governors who are opposition governors that have not have not left their party yet, indications arrived that they are also planning to leave. And Umo Eno is the latest one from Akwa Ibom who has moved with his followers. We hear some other governors. In fact, the Enugu State Governor has also been listed. Abia State Governor has been listed as well. And if they move, it means the entire southeast, apart from Anambra, will be a total APC zone now. I mean, what does this one portend for our nation's democracy? Are we truly practicing democracy at this time? What is this? What is the attraction? What is it making everyone to be moving towards the APC? Is one discussion we are going to be having again. We're going to be having that discussion subsequently because of time. We're going to be having that discussion. We're going to be having guests that will be discussing these and much more. I intended to have the spokesperson for the PDP in Oyo State in the house. But let's hope next week I should be able to have the spokesperson of the PDP in Oyo State. They have a whole lot of questions to ask, both at the national level, even at the state level. Because the story we hear concerning even Oyo State, as far as 2027 is concerned, is also we hear some also disturbing stories concerning who is vying, who is coming out, who is the state governor. Governor Seyi Abiodun Makinde is likely to throw his hand up that is the one that is going to be supporting. So maybe when the spokesman for the PDP comes next week, we will be able to have that and make that happen. He will be able to tell us where this, maybe their plan. Yes, their plan. They are the ruling party in the state. How do they feel? How do they feel when they hear their party members, party stalwarts, big guns, all of them leaving their party and joining the APC? What comes to their mind? We'll be discussing all of these subsequently. In the meantime, if you want to speak with me, 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. If I can just take 1, 2, 3 calls before I begin to wrap up the show this evening. In the meantime, former governor of Abia State, his name is Orji Uzor Kalu. He recently boasted that he was his money they used to start the PDP. That so the way it is, nobody can tell him anything about the PDP, and nobody can even call him any name in the PDP, because the way it is, he was the one that actually sponsored PDP to be what PDP is today. It was actually his money they used to start the PDP. And people were like, so one man can actually sponsor a party to start? That was what Orji Uzor Kalu said. I hope I'll be able to get him live, because that's one man that I always like to interview him when I was in the Southeast. One of these days I'll get him, maybe via the phone line. But this is what he said concerning being the one that brought all the money with which they formed the PDP.
I made so much money under 24 years. So you can.
So you didn't benefit from being a governor?
No.
Like some of your colleagues.
I never benefited. I brought the money they used in forming PDP. Ask any PDP member. I brought most of the money they used in 1998 and 1999.
From what? What was the source?
From my business.
What business was that?
I'm the biggest importer of rice, sugar, importer of confectionaries and all the rest of them. And I was selling petrol.
So you were 28 at the time when PDP was formed?
No, I was not 28. I say at my early age.
Okay. So you brought your personal money?
Yes,
to fund
PDP. No, it's not an argument.
Who are those that are witness to that?
Everybody from A to Z.
How much did you put down at the time?
Well, I put a lot of money at the time. By then, dollar was big money. Dollar was $84. I gave President Obasanjo over $1 million to campaign with. I gave the party over 500 million naira to start the party. They were looking for money. The only few people who could have brought money then, it was T.Y. Danjuma, it was Atiku Abubakar. Others had nobody. All those people had nobody to bring. And that is the truth.
You heard it right there. You heard it. That's what he did. He was the one that brought all the money with which they formed the PDP, 500 million naira. If it were to be in a Senate climb, some of the things some of these guys come out to say in public, they will be invited to answer questions and charges. But they say these things freely in Nigeria because this is Nigeria. I mean, where do you get such an amount of money? Wow. Well, I was Orji Uzor Kalu having a conversation with Sheyi Okinbaloye, my friend. But one of these days, we're going to have a one-on-one with Orji Uzor Kalu. There's one man you always love to enjoy. If you're a journalist or interviewer, you love to interview people, you enjoy interviewing Orji Uzor Kalu. But he gives you the vibes that you need on the show. I remember several times I've interviewed him before when I was in the East. It was always a delight. We called him then Interviewer's Delight. Okay. Anyway, let's begin. Okay. So calls coming in. Let me see. 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. I have less than 2 minutes to wrap up. Otherwise, let's begin to wrap up the conversation this evening. Politics on Melody. We're moving towards 2027 and a whole lot of political gimmicks going down in Nigeria. It's like we've left governance and strictly focused on politics and politicking. It's like that's the only thing we now do, strictly focusing on politicking, and governance is suffering. Well, no matter what the situation is, we'll always be here to talk about it. We'll always be here to discuss this and talk more concerning politics. Let me begin to roll out now. Daniel Adeyemi has been the man taking care of everything here, making sure everything is working the way it should go. Amos Oyetoro Adewole taking care of everything when it comes to the engineering unit. And of course, streaming. Fortune Oba, Victoria Ajani, and of course, Eunice Kolajo, making things right this time. Big up to Fi Folua as well as the Yahoo in the let's say congratulations in the making, the Yahoo in the making. Yes, we'll have time to talk about that much more. Celebrating Fi Folua or Ladunjoy. Okay, my name is Pretty. You call me the finest. Let me go now. Let me have a rest for an hour. Then I'll be back with my team. I'll be looking through the cruise. There's a game starting right now. Manchester City and Wydad, right? The game is about to start. When we come, we'll give you the first half scoreline concerning that game. Wydad Casablanca and, of course, Manchester City in the Club World Cup in America. I think we're beginning to see some crowds now, little by little. Some fans have started coming to watch the game, unlike when the game just started. Okay, let me leave now. I'll be back at the other side. Thank you so much for being part of Politics of Melody today. The show makes a return next week. Don't forget, follow us on all socials. Melody 100.7 FM on Facebook. Melody 100.7 FM on Instagram, on X, as well as on